Have you put one?
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some solid soupy content for y'all, and if you've seen some of my past videos, you probably saw the walnut blasting video, the really detailed walnut blasting video for the FA20, and you've probably seen this car in that video. So this car belongs to my good friend Ricky, aka on Instagram Bag Boy Blue. And today we're gonna be working on his WRX, installing, finally, some STI Brembos. Let's go take a look. So here are the Brembos that he picked up. He was able to source used from an STI, and then he did go ahead and get some new rotors, some stainless brake lines, and we're gonna get this all installed on his sick WRX today and make this thing actually stop like it's supposed to. So we're gonna start on the rear. We're gonna get a rear done, get it going, and I'll take you through the process and show you what we're doing. With this, there shouldn't have to be too much cutting or any modifications, being that they are from an STI already. The only modifications and cutting that we're gonna have to do for sure is going to be on the dust shield on the rear, I believe. We're gonna have to cut it because these rotors are gonna be way bigger than the factory rotor. So we might have to do some trimming on the front as well. Not 100% sure. We'll figure it out when we get there. So we're gonna finish getting this car all jacked up and everything and get the wheels off, start going at it. Let's go. So this is the man himself here behind the wheel of Bag Boy Blue. He doesn't really like to be on camera very much, but too bad today. He's gonna be on camera a lot today. You know, got that wheel off. Let's go ahead and we're gonna start removing this rear caliper and the brake line. Nothing too crazy. There's just a few bolts on here that hold this thing on, really. So you've got two main bolts back here that hold on the caliper itself. These two upper bolts here are for the top piece of the caliper. So we're gonna get all this off, get all that removed and out of there, take off the rotor, take off the dust shield, and get things going. So to get your rotor off, there's these two holes that you kind of see. They're kind of like centered. There's one there, and then he's working on the other one. You can take the bolt off of your brake line and pop that in there. They should be long enough, and it's gonna push against your hub, so you could go ahead and get that rotor popped off because they are pretty tight on there. So you just gotta kind of wiggle it, go back and forth. If you can get two of those bolts in there so you can put them in evenly, it definitely helps, but you work with what you got. So we'll keep working on getting this rotor off, get this all the way off, and go from there.
I think it'll come off just because now it's not holding it. It should pop right out now.
Give it a little love tap.
E-brake's off, right?
It's Alright, so rotor is off, and we went ahead and sized up the Brembo on here. And so this is the dust shield that you're gonna have to cut to get the Brembos and the rotors, new rotors to fit. So I've kind of marked right here. We're gonna have to cut right there-ish, cut a little bit off there because the caliper needs to be able to fit. And then from there, we're gonna cut around this whole lip area here, so that way we get rid of a good chunk of it and we can get that rotor to fit on here. What we're gonna use to do that is we're just gonna use some aluminum shears. Give that a try because this dust shield is, maybe I'm looking at it wrong, I don't know, but from what I could see, it looks like a pain in the butt to take off. You have to take off the whole hub and e-brake assembly and everything, and we're not trying to do that completely. So we're gonna try to just keep it on here, give it a nice cut. If we have to go in there with a cutoff wheel or a grinder, we can do that too. And just be really careful when you do all that. So let's go ahead and get that dust shield cut up. You don't mind me cutting, do you? Okay.
No, fine.
Thanks, Blue.
Oh, here goes your warranty. Not bad. Good thing you went to the gym.
So, pretty sure OSHA would fully approve this. We got that needs to get cleaned up. We got a grinder, we got Crocs, we got long socks, and shorts. OSHA approves. All right, so we went ahead and got that cut and cleaned up as much as we could with a grinder wheel, just to make those cuts a little less sharp and just a little nicer. But this isn't seen, so that's a positive part there. So we got that done. So let's go ahead and we're gonna slap on that new rotor, get the caliper on. Once we get the caliper on, then we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the stock brake line from right here. And there's also this clip that holds this brake line in. And from working on the Forester back a while ago, I remember dealing with those clips for about an hour, trying to get them to pop out. So hopefully these are a little easier, but we'll get a flathead screwdriver in there, pry them out, and then get the new lines all hooked up, since we are going to stainless steel braided lines. So let's continue this. My internal torque wrench said 55 pounds.
Did it say 55 pounds?
Beep, 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 beep. That's
sure?
good. That's fucking tight. I mean, I can, if you want to torque it, we can torque it. I don't know what the torque spec is.
Let's do 100 pounds.
What?
Just do 100 pounds.
Dude, no.
All right, we got the rotor on, we got the caliper on, bolted, and we're gonna go ahead and torque these two caliper bolts. And torque spec for this is 49 pounds. Calipers on, torque down. Let's start tackling these brake lines. Stop it.
Tyler's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Tyler's, I don't know what to do with my hands.
All right, well, the rear is done. Caliper on, rotor on, stainless brake lines are on, and all brackets are connected, and the new clip that came with the brake lines right there, that little silver guy, is also, when you can see it, there you go, installed. So everything's good there. Make sure all your brake lines and everything are tight, of course, and not rubbing on anything. So make sure everything in there looks good. That's that. So, rear's done. Ricky's over here working on the front. He already got the front wheel removed, and he is working on taking the caliper off of the front there. Removing the calipers is the same as the rear. Super easy, just 2 bolts. Pull them. We're not disconnecting the brake line until we're ready to reconnect the new brake line, just so we minimize fluid loss. You are going to lose fluid, so you're going to need to get new fluid. Make sure you bleed your brakes in the appropriate pattern for Subaru. I believe it's starting with the furthest, and make sure you bleed them all. If you've never bled brakes before, it's really simple to do. You can either do it with 2 people or 1 person. I mean, you could even just get like a pneumatic bleeder from like Harbor Freight. They're pretty cheap if you have an air compressor. That would be the route that I would take. Or you can get like a hose that's connected with a bottle that's a one-way check valve, so you could just do it yourself and pump your brakes. We'll probably, he does have the bottle with the one-way check valve, but we're both together, so you know, we'll knock it out together when it comes time to bleed all that stuff, and we'll make sure everything functions correctly and whatnot. So that rear is done. Move on to the front. Let's get that front going. All right, so the front caliper is on, rotor is on, and it looks really freaking good. Look at that. So the front is literally pretty much the same as doing the rear. The only difference really is that you don't have to cut anything on the front. The heat shield that's there, or the dust shield that's there, you can leave. You don't have to take it off, you don't have to cut it, make any modifications or anything to it. It's good to go as is. So super quick install, no issues, and really, that's all there is to it. It's that simple to do. Anybody can do it, really. So yeah, pretty much all there is to it. So got the rear done, got the front done. We got to do the passenger side now. We're gonna get that done off camera just so we can shoot the shit and get it done and get the pads on, bleed everything, go out, test it out, and see how she works. So thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And like I said, you'll be seeing more Subaru content. And I actually did get a new car this past week, and I will be doing a video on that car as well, talking about it, talking about everything that's done to it, which is a lot, and very, very nice, tastefully modded vehicle. So stay tuned for that video. It'll be out hopefully soon. And make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.